David Baye here from MuscularDevelopment.com. We are in Melbourne for the 2014 Australian Grand Prix, hanging out here at the FitX Expo with promoter Tony Doherty. Tony, 14th year for the show, third longest running IFBB show that there is going right now. But the bigger news is next year, as you guys can see over there, it's changing over to the Arnold Classic Australia. Talk to us a little bit about the transition from the Grand Prix with the Arnold title after it now.
Well, I guess unashamedly, I've always followed on from the Arnold Classic. My show's always been either 1 or 2 weeks. I think 13 out of the 14 years has been 1 week after the Arnold. So I thought, while the guys are in shape, it'd make sense to bring them out to Australia early on. And it's worked really, really well because we get the top guys come out here. We look after them really well, and it's not the highest paid show like the Arnold, but we've always managed to get great lineups. So when Arnold started to do his worldwide domination with Spain and with Brazil, one of the places he mentioned he wanted to do next was Australia, and his team contacted me and said, would you be interested in running the Arnold Australia? Yeah, of course. Then when they said, well, why don't we work in with the existing expo you have, which is what they did in Brazil, and it was a great model and worked really well, and I talked to the Brazilian promoters, and honestly it was a no-brainer. It's like, you want Arnold to be your new business partner?
That's an easy one.
You know, I grew up with Arnold. The whole reason I got into bodybuilding because I saw Arnold on TV when I was a kid.
Same here, man. Same here.
Yeah, so once you get over the flattery of it, then you've got to look at the business side, and the business side to me makes perfect sense. It's a great brand. I love what they do to spread the word of health and fitness, even beyond bodybuilding, but off the back of a bodybuilding show, which is exactly what I've done all these years to turn my little Grand Prix into the third longest running show in the world and into a massive expo. So it's kind of like a patch over, you know, and I'm pretty cool with it.
Now, as far as any changes in the show, is there anything we're going to see as far as major fundamental differences from the Grand Prix to the Arnold show?
The biggest difference will be a much bigger prize pool. So we'll go from 30,000 prize money up to 100,000. Okay. We'll maintain figure, bikini, and pro men's, which we already have, and maybe add a category, if not the first year, the second year. The amateur show will have an international aspect to it. You'll see with our amateur show here today, we've got 332 Australians in the amateur part of the show, and we do 6 pro qualifiers out of today's show. And what we do, which is unique, is that the pros that win their pro card in the men's, the bikini, and the figure actually go on stage that night as a pro.
Oh, they get to compete. Yeah, I know in Mexico, we covered that show earlier on. The Mexican Nationals, they allowed them to do the same thing. Great opportunity. Do you know, is that pretty standard for most of the guys that get their pro card? Do they all accept it and jump right in?
Oh, that's part of getting your pro card. You jump right in.
Hard to say no. Hard to say no to that.
Yeah, and I can be fairly persuasive. So let's just say that's going to happen.
They're going to do it.
They're going to do it.
All right, perfect. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. Tony promoting the show is extremely busy. He's got all kinds of things to be running around taking care of. So we appreciate your time for the interview. Also, just on a personal note, for myself and our cameraman John and everybody at Muscular Development, Tony's taking care of us like you guys wouldn't believe. So the hospitality has been fantastic. Obviously, with the third longest running show, it's a no-brainer that taking care of the people who are covering it and attending it and everything means a lot to people, and that's why everybody keeps coming back.
Look, Muscular Development's always been a great supporter of me. Steve's always sent a team out here and given us some really good coverage, and that helps to make the show. Now with all this online content, it's just so important to have you guys involved. So thanks everyone at MD. Love your work. To all the fans and listeners out there, hope you enjoy the show, and we're going to have some great results. It's a fantastic lineup. Catch you all soon.
All right, this is David Baye with Tony Doherty from MuscularDevelopment.com.